I can tell it's been a while, especially since I've had a heavy pack on. Welcome to the Peak District. Welcome to Kinder Scout. Oh, right, as we're walking along, we'll have a little chat. I've got to the top of Golden Clough, and it's a stunner. It's a stunning day. So the Kinder Skyline walk, let's have a bit of me in there. Not that that helps you lot. Kinder Skyline, different to the Edale Skyline walk. The Edale Skyline is probably more well known, probably more popular. It's longer and tougher. That said, this is going to be about 18 miles, I think, maybe just under. Although you always underestimate, so it might be more. I'll tell you at the end. You can basically climb up any clough, and the idea is that you complete the full perimeter of Kinder Scout. I've come up Golden Clough for two reasons. One, that's the first way I saw it plotted, and two, I've not been up Golden Clough. So I parked in Edale at the main car park there, £6 for 10 hours. I'm hoping to get it done inside 10 hours. Made my way through Edale towards the path that heads up Brook Clough, or the nab, ringing Roger. And then as you go over the little bridge which heads up Brook Clough, I've turned right and headed up Golden Clough. Tough climb, no tougher than any other actually, it's not that bad. Muddy in places. But in terms of climbing, yeah, not too bad at all. So this is it. Hopefully we should get some decent views. It is going to cloud over a bit later, I think, possibly some rain late afternoon. We'll deal with that when it comes. I've got my waterproofs, I'm fully prepared, I hope, I think. So let's go and see what views we can see. I just thought I'd bring on as I'm dropping down here, because the views are opening up this side now. Just nip on, we're going up there. We'll just nip to here and have a bit of a pan round if I don't fall on my backside. So yeah, next off up here. But it's stunning, isn't it? Not a lot of wind in the air today as well, which is absolutely amazing. It's going to be a day for panorama views like this. So just passing Jaggers Clough as we head round towards the kind of eastern edge and Crookstone Knoll. That's kind of the next, I guess, major viewpoint. The most easterly point of today's walk then, which one's higher? Probably that one, but I'm just going to go and stand on this one. With views down over Lady Bower. Win Hill to the right of it. $521 metres, then Crookstone Knoll. And pretty good views all round. So obviously I've come from that away and I'm going that away. Come to a bit of a point. But yes, I'll carry on the 360 Mamtor straight ahead, centre screen there. Back tour and Lewis Hill centre now. So yeah, there we go, 360 atop Crookstone Knoll. I've just taken a little diversion off the path. Now, it's not something I'd advise unless you're quite confident in your navigating and just abilities to avoid bogs and things. The weather's not too bad at the minute, but there are a couple of trig points on the top of Kinder that I haven't yet ticked off. That's in addition to Edale. The first one is here, and here it is. So join me. As we say, voila, we've made it to Edale Moor. So it's a little bit off-piste, there's no real clear paths. It's nicely slabbed around the trig point here, but the paths soon disappear into peat bogs and whatever else. So it's something that I'd only advise doing if you're confident in your navigating and whatever else. I wouldn't advise drifting away from the path if you're not. Should probably give you a read of that. But yeah, that's that. Now we'll head back towards the path somewhere this direction and get back on the route. See them slip marks? That was me. It was all going too well. It is a little bit peaty along this back edge. Most of it is quite dry. It's not too bad given it's April. That bit was a little bit slippery. I'm back on the Skyline path at that as well. That's not while I'm dodging people across the moors trying to get to random trig points. So I am on the Skyline path again. So the footpaths here are a little bit close to the edge. As long as you take your time and you're sensible about it, it ain't too bad. Feels a bit strange to see a gate. I've not seen any. I don't think I've been through any gates or over any stiles yet today. Push not pull. I'm at another one of them points where it's good for panoramic views, so I've just nipped up off the path down here onto these rocks. Next stop is Fair Brook, which is up that way, and that'll be about lunchtime. It's not far off now, to be fair. Right, I'd planned to get to Fair Brook and have some lunch there, but I'm blooming starving. It's just gone one, and this little rocky outcrop looks like a nice little spot to clamber up onto, take in the views and have some lunch. water running down Fair Brook. So the path has just dropped down here, crosses Fair Brook and goes back up this side. The rock face pretty much centre screen where I had my lunch last time I spoke to you. No, I didn't, I just spoke to you as I dropped over Fair Brook, didn't I? But another spot, Fair Brook Naze, that offers views. Fairly panoramic. Part of me wants to go and sit on that rock, but I'm walking enough today. And although I've got more time than normal, I'm still a little bit pushed for time because I've got a pool match tonight. So we'll not bother with that. Turns out I couldn't resist it. Little chance for another. I can see way in the distance Manchester over there with the sun shining off the skyscrapers. A bit near the edge, guys. So we're right onto the north face of Kinder then. As we come away from Fair Brook. The hustle and the bustle of the city centre screen, if you can see that far on here. That'll be Manchester. This is probably a fine example of why you wouldn't want to be doing this path in winter. You can probably just about avoid it by going around the edge, but in the middle of winter or after heavy rains it could be a little bit peaty around here. So this is the most northwesterly point of the route. I've just dropped down from there. That way drops back down. William Clough is somewhere that direction. But I'm not going down William Clough. And there you can just see Kinder Reservoir. I've just rounded the corner then here. Kinder Reservoir now on my left as I'm stood, obviously centre screen for you. Slightly murky looking into the distance now with the weather not being quite so brilliant. It's not forecast to get heavy, I've just checked the weather. And ahead then now Sandy Haze. That's where I'm heading. This is Sandy Haze then. Probably won't hang around because it stinks of weed. I don't get some people, I really don't. It's potent, it's some strong stuff that is. Why would you come up here to smoke your sense silly? I don't get it. Kinder Reservoir. Sandy Haze. Not much because it's onto the top of Kinder. Ahead in the little valley just there will be Kinder Reservoir. And just some stunning views. I've taken my second and final little wander off the route. I'll pop over this little stile and head and tick off the edge trig point. So what you also get to this one is an old trig. So that's the original, that's the replacement. Nothing more than a trickle by the looks of things today. But just up here is Kinder Downfall. Can't see it from where we are. I'll try and see if I can get around the other side and get some views from over there. Great views down the valley to Kinder Reservoir and beyond. That almost disappoints me. I wasn't expecting fast flowing water blowing back over itself like you can get here, but that is very minimal. So much so I'm not even going to bother getting the drone out. I thought about hovering in that valley and watching the waterfall, but not to be. So we'll have a shot with the GoPro and we'll make tracks. Getting Kinder Reservoir to the left and slightly more to the right, Mermaid's Pool. Rain has stopped. There's a little bit of blue sky up there. We might just get some more sun to finish off with. I say finish off, we've still got 5 miles to go. Quick look down Red Brook from here then. That's supposed to be one of the tougher scramble routes if you ever fancy it. Up onto Kinder. The last look down to Kinder Reservoir. We spin around and you should just see in the distance trig point with man on top. That's Kinder Low. But it's rude not to do it while you're here, isn't it? Hello again, my old friend. Right, so we take the path down and follow the southern edge back to where we started. Back along the southern edge then at No Stool, N-O-E, and back, look back down the valley. And the gorgeous views again on this south edge. Stunning, stunning. What a day. Walking through the boulder field that is the Woolpacks then. Lots of mush. Lots of places to avoid it as well, to be fair. Right. He says. Quite alright. For the most part. Look at this, just a line of that big rocks. I'm now on top of Crowden Tower, or Crowden Tower if you prefer. And the look down Golden Clough. The top of Golden Clough. Okay, and signifying the top. Now essentially that goes back to where I want to go, but if I went down there, which I seem to have plotted actually, I don't know how I've managed that. If I went down there I wouldn't be completing the Skyline now, would I? Because I'd be missing out on the section that gets me back to where I started. So we're not going down Golden Clough. I don't really fancy going down that anyway. It'll be a tricky drop down, great for coming up, a tricky drop down. So I'm carrying on the edge, carrying on the Skyline should I say, back to where I started. But we will just stop up here and have a look at the views from the top of Golden Clough, because they're rather impressive. There are people coming up. Late afternoon climb. Bit of sun out on the valley again. Always looks better with the sun on it, doesn't it? Pretty much the last look down that valley then. Because just over the brow of this hill. Shouldn't be the cairn, it's a bit lower down, where I started the Skyline walk. Right, so that cairn is where I started the walk earlier on today, climbing up Golden Clough, which is behind me. I'm going to go a slightly different way down. I'm going to go and head over towards the Nab because it's slightly easier. Essentially it's about the Skyline, and I've done the Skyline, so which way you come up and which way you go down isn't really important, is it? Thanks for joining me. I have no idea how far I've done. 17.2 miles. I have still got to get down to the van, which is going to be another mile, so 18.2. Obviously I've done them little bits towards the 2 extra trigs, but yeah, it's about an 18-mile trek. Quite tough, but very enjoyable, and I've had brilliant weather for it. So that's that. Thank you for watching as always. Hopefully we'll see you again soon. Hopefully I'll get one more in before this summer's little challenge, but that's it. I will speak to you when I do. Cheers, bye bye.